Hello everybody, I'm Jerry Emge, a realtor with Keller Williams The Lakes in Lake Elsinore, California, and I produce these videos on a regular basis, usually at least one a week, almost always by Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning or sooner. And I just share general real estate information. I don't do any selling on these videos or talk about specific properties. I just want to pass along knowledge to buyers and sellers all around the world. So thanks for listening in. If you like my videos, by the way, give them the old thumbs up. And if you do that, you can also subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And after you do that, you can hit the little notification bell and you'll be notified when new videos go live. As I said, every video is a new topic. And today what I wanted to talk about is what we call a pre-listing inspection. Basically the same inspection that a buyer's inspection would be during a transaction. Normally, a buyer or the buyer's lender will require an inspection of the home to make sure it's up to snuff and all that, if somebody's going to loan money against it especially. And sometimes just an interested buyer will want a home inspected even if there's no loan involved. So anyway, bottom line is the home inspection is an essential part of a transaction, if there is a home inspection at all. And 95 times out of 100, there'll be a home inspection. So the question is it worth it for a seller who's putting their home on the market to get a home inspection prior to actually putting it on the market? We call this a pre-listing inspection. And like everything in the real world, the answer to that question is yes or no, pros and cons, and I'm going to cover some of those with you right now. So what are some of the reasons why you wouldn't get a pre-listing inspection? Some listing realtors, in other words, a realtor for the seller, we call them the listing agent. Quite often they will sort of discourage a pre-listing inspection. A lot of them consider it a waste of time and money. And that's especially what they would say in a seller's market, where there's a lot more buyers than there are sellers. And so the market is really hot. Why waste time with a home inspection prior to listing the property? And another reason why the listing agent might not encourage a pre-listing inspection is that the inspection may reveal some issues with the home that maybe neither the realtor nor the homeowner knew about. And so that can be kind of a bad thing if it's, because once it's revealed on an inspection report, both the listing agent and the seller are obligated to reveal that information to any potential buyers. For example, it may not be visible to the naked eye that the home on a slab has a slab that's cracked really bad. Inspector might pick up on that. That's a big deal. That's one reason why sellers and sellers agents may not encourage a pre-listing inspection. It would be an example of an item that has to be disclosed that would be very, very costly to repair. There could be minor items too. So don't think it's always going to be a cracked slab or a leaky roof or whatever it may be. Sometimes it's very simple, minor things. The inspector is only obligated to inspect things that they can see, that they have easy access to. They're not going to always be inspecting things that are invisible. They're not going to move a lot of things out of the way to inspect. Some realtors, I guess I'd put myself in that same category, think that a pre-listing inspection could be a win-win for both the seller and the buyer. Because remember, the inspector is going to deliver a report on everything that he has to report on. And so that could be good for the sellers and the buyers. It can improve a seller's negotiating position versus another home in the neighborhood that maybe hasn't had a pre-listing inspection. And they were maybe built at the same time. So it's always good to have a pre-listing inspection to give you a little bit of a negotiating tool. The other thing a pre-listing inspection does for the seller, from the buyer's view, is it can really improve the trust and credibility of the seller and the seller's agent. It's kind of a good thing, just a good neighbor thing to do. I realize this is all business, but nothing wrong with being a good neighbor, and there's certainly nothing wrong with making yourself stand out above any other homes that are for sale in the neighborhood. If yours is the only one that has a pre-listing inspection and you're being upfront and honest with everybody along the way, some buyers will see that as a very positive thing and maybe improve their bid on your house. Remember, in a seller's market, quite often there's a lot of bidding going on. And what happens in a seller's market like we're experiencing right now is a lot of buyers are putting in bids with no contingencies. And that would mean not even an inspection. So unless they're required to get an inspection by a lender or something like that, some of them think they're in a better position to make an offer on a house if they offer no contingencies. And of course, what they're trying to do is separate themselves from other buyers. But what it ultimately does is it keeps some buyers away from the bidding process. In other words, let's say there's 5 buyers going after a house, and one of them says there's no contingency with his offer. In other words, he's not requiring an inspection or anything. He's got cash or whatever it may be. The other buyers may be able to perform with a loan or with cash, but if there's a loan involved, they're certainly going to have an inspection. So the guy that proposed no inspection is going to have sort of a leg up in negotiating with the sellers. So the nice thing about having a pre-listing inspection when it comes to this bidding process is it levels the playing field among prospective bidders. They all get to see the same inspection report. They all know what's going on with the house, and they can't one out negotiate the other with or without an inspection. That's a good thing. The other thing is that a seller, once he sees the report, he may choose to repair certain things that show up on the report and remove that as a possible roadblock to selling the house. Could be very simple stuff, not very costly. Maybe the garage door is not working correctly, and so worst case, you buy a new garage door for a couple grand. So that's not a big deal in this market. Used to be you'd see houses for sale in what we called an as-is condition. We don't use that term anymore. It's as disclosed. So when you offer a house for sale as is, you're really offering it as disclosed. You don't want to end up in court because you knew about something and you didn't disclose it to the buyer. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to kind of introduce you to the pre-listing inspection and the pros and cons about getting that. So hey, once again, if you like my videos, show me your love by giving the old thumbs up. Here comes a little bit of information about me now. If you need to pause the video to write down my phone number or email address, and you want to get hold of me to talk about this video or any of my other videos, please feel free to do so. And until the next video, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.